Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm gonna do a roundup review of Menagerie cosmetics, if you haven't seen from the title already. So that's what we're gonna be doing today's video. I'm pretty excited. I've been testing these out for a few weeks already. There are 3 eyeshadow palettes that I got when she did a restock and 2 single shades. So I'm gonna be showing you the palettes right now, my thoughts on the eyeshadow palettes, and if I feel if they're worth it or not. So if you're new here to my channel, my name is Salomea and I like to do makeup tutorials, I like to do reviews, I like to do anything related with beauty and makeup. So if you are interested and into that, please consider subscribing to my channel. Click the bell notification to get notified when I upload my next video, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it and you guys want to see more reviews like this. Okay my loves, so in today's video I'm only doing like the review, what I feel and think about the eyeshadow palettes. This look is not in the video, but it will be up on my Instagram. I'm gonna either do it like, I don't know if it's called the IGTV or just a quick eye tutorial on this. But yes, this eye look will be up on my Instagram. I will also try to link some looks that I did with all 3 palettes, maybe put some photos here, insert them somewhere here. Of what I did with all these 3 palettes so you guys can get an idea. I also have a few tutorials on my Instagram using these palettes. So yes, so if you guys do want to see how I do create this look, then consider following me on Instagram. I will link all that information down below. So let's start off with the eyeshadow palette that is on my eye right now in this video. So I am currently wearing the Pharaoh palette, and I really enjoy this palette a lot. I think it's perfect for fall, and the artwork is just beautiful. Like, I love their artwork. Look how beautiful this is. Like, it's so beautiful. All their palettes have some kind of artwork behind it, and it goes with the palette, and it just looks really aesthetically pleasing and beautiful. And the palette has a really good weight to it. It's made out of cardboard, and it has it's good for 12 months. And I like that they always mention who the artwork is on the back of the eyeshadow palette. They always credit the artwork, which is always nice as well. This is what she looks like on the inside. I mean, the color story is very unique and beautiful. I haven't seen a color story like this in any other eyeshadow palette. Maybe some people might look at it and be like, wow, what am I gonna do with all those different random shades? But I think the eyeshadow is beautiful. I think it's perfect for fall. That's why I use it on my eyes today, to create this kind of fall vibe look. All these browns, this yellow, this actually when you swatch it out, it's kind of like an orange. All fall colors, and or any time of the year. And I love this purple and this pop right here of teal. It's just very beautiful and unique. So so far I love their eyeshadow formula. Spoiler alert. Their eyeshadow formula is very beautiful. The shimmers are very creamy to the touch. And then the mattes, they're very pigmented. You just need to do 1 tap and then tap off the excess, and then start going in your crease or however you do your eye work. I suggest starting off slow and then trying to build up, because they're very pigmented. The mattes are very pigmented, but they are a little bit powdery. I don't mind that. Some people do mind the powder on them, but that just means that they're super pigmented. So you got to be careful with the mattes. And then the shimmers are super creamy. I love the shimmers. I think I haven't had, with none of the palettes that I used, I didn't have any issues with patchiness or the colors blending away to nothing. So that's always good. Let me just give you a quick swatch of some of the shimmers so you can see on my fingers what they look like. They feel so soft to the touch, like very delicate. Like, okay, so these are some of the shimmers from this palette. I hope you guys can see that. It's so beautiful. They swatch out very beautiful, very shimmery. That's what it looks like. Oh man, you can see on my arm. And yeah, they're very blinding. And then let me do the purple matte. And then that's what she looks like on the finger, swatched out. I'm not gonna swatch all of them, just a few that catch my eye that I think you guys will like as well. Look how beautiful that is. It's a really nice matte. I do love how they blend. And then let me swatch out this tealy green one. That's what it looks like on the finger. Let me see where I can fit this one. But do you see how pigmented they are? Like, wow, very pigmented. So I love these. So yes, so overall opinion on the Feral palette, it's amazing. I think it blends beautiful. I love the quality, and there's 12 shades in here if I didn't mention that before, which is also nice. And I think it's just overall a beautiful eyeshadow palette, and it's a very unique color story. So if you are into this kind of color story, I definitely recommend it. Because I really do like the quality and the blendability. I will link somewhere down on the screen here the price of each palette. I believe this one was $36, but still I'm gonna look it up and make sure, and I will link it throughout the video. So yeah, I think that this is awesome. This is also US based. I think out of Michigan, but I'm not sure. But it's a woman-owned brand. It's US based, and all their eyeshadows are made by hand. All of them, they're hand pressed and everything, and made by hand, which is nice. She is an indie brand, which means that she's independently like herself. Like no one owns her brand, which is awesome. I love indie brands. So yes, so pretty much she's I believe she has a few partners helping her out with eyeshadows and all that stuff, but for the most part, she's independently owned herself. So I think this is a really good eyeshadow palette. Now, moving on to the next eyeshadow palette. The next eyeshadow palette I'm going to be talking about is the Whalesong. This is such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. Again, look at the artwork. It has a whale and it's under the sea, and I just love their artwork on their eyeshadow palettes. Again, this one has a 12-month shelf life, and it's very beautiful. And on the back here, it does say Washington. So they are from Newman Lake, Washington, USA. It's also, if I forgot to mention, all of her eyeshadow palettes are cruelty-free and vegan. So when you open up the eyeshadow palette, it looks like this. And the color story is just stunning. I love me blue eyeshadows. I love me green eyeshadows. Give me all the blue and all the green eyeshadows. I just love them. And this one is kind of like a blue-green eyeshadow color story. And it's just a stunning palette. I use this a few times as well. I have pictures on my Instagram and everything with different looks I've done with it. It's another stunning eyeshadow palette. The mattes, again, they're very pigmented. They do kick up just a little bit because they're so pigmented, but they do blend out very nicely. I haven't noticed yet anything with patchiness or eyeshadow blending away. The formula seems the same like the Feral palette, which is very nice. The shimmers are beautiful. I just love this really unique color story. I mean, it's stunning. I think this eyeshadow palette came out last year, I believe, when it was the whole blue-green kind of craziness. Like all these cosmetics lines were coming out with that color story. So yes, she's very stunning. Some of my favorite shades from this eyeshadow palette is Fluke, which is this one right here. It's kind of like a minty kind of green. So stunning. Another one is Whalesong. Oh my gosh, beautiful shimmer. And then I love Dive. This one, this matte is stunning as well. What else? I think Barnacle is such a beautiful, I don't know, these are kind of like grungy blues. I mean, they're stunning. And Kelp, this one is so gorgeous as well. I mean, they're all stunning. This is, I think, my favorite eyeshadow palette from the ones that I've picked up. I really love this one just because I love blue and green eyeshadows a lot, and this one is definitely a favorite. I think I'm gonna swatch a few for you guys just so you can see how stunning they look. I do recommend you getting it if you're into this eye color story. And yeah, I'm gonna swatch a few shadows for you guys so you can see how they look like, some of them swatched on my hand. So I'm gonna swatch Fluke, the one I told you that I really love. I'm gonna swatch Whalesong. I'm going to swatch Dive and Kelp. And I'll show you how they look like on my fingers before I swatch them on my hand. Like, so stunning. Like, look how pigmented this is. Super pigmented. So I'm gonna swatch them one by one so you guys can see the pigmentation. I mean, the mattes are incredible. They're so pigmented, like nobody's else. Like, I'll show you what I mean. Look at that. Very, very stunning. These are just a few eyeshadows from the palette. I mean, this is so stunning. And they blend so beautiful, and the pigmentation is insane. So I definitely recommend, if you are gonna buy any of these eyeshadow palettes, just start off slow. Just barely tap your brush in there and then start blending. That way you don't just go too ham, because I also noticed with the mattes, if you like super dig into them, then they can flake up even more because they're so soft, and they're get a little bit powdery just because they're so pigmented. So just lightly dab in the mattes, and again, start slowly building it up. But these shadows don't even need any build up because they're super pigmented. So this is what some of my favorite shades look like. So I'm gonna wipe this off real quick and I'll grab the next eyeshadow palette. Last but not least, we have the Violet Ink palette. This is such a cute little mini palette, and I love it so much, and I'm so happy I have this one in my collection as well. It's really hard because, like I said, my favorite one is the Whalesong palette, I think, out of all of them, but this one comes in second. Like, it's so cute, and the color story is just stunning. So again, this is how the artwork looks like. Very beautiful. And again, she credits the artwork in the back, who did the artwork for her palettes. Again, this is made out of cardboard, which is nice, good for the environment. And you open her up, and look at this. I love this one so much as well. It's so hard to pick a favorite. This one has only 6 shades instead of her 12 pan palettes. And it's curated kind of like a purple palette. And I did a look with this, and I have a video as well up on my Instagram. Like I said, I did looks with all of them. I felt like the look came out so stunning. I love this color story so much. I think my favorite color, it's kind of hard, I love all of these, is that shimmer is so stunning. I love that shimmer so much. I love this kind of, like, I don't know what to call it, like periwinkle, I would say, I guess, kind of color. They're all beautiful. It's like kind of like a monochromatic palette, because if you take a look at the inside, it's mostly purples and purple tones. And yes, this palette, again, I love it so much. And my fingers got stained from the other swatches I did. And I tried my best to take off the blue, but a lot of the eyeshadow palettes also have pressed pigments in them as well. If you don't know what pressed pigments are, they're basically, for US purpose, they're not considered eye safe because of the dye in it. The reason it's not considered eye safe in USA is because it stains your eye, but I don't have any irritation to any pressed pigments. Most people don't, unless you have really, really sensitive eyes, then you might. But in Europe, pressed pigments are eye safe. And a lot of them, or most all of them, are lip safe as well. So in Europe, pressed pigments are eye safe, but in the US, not. Certain dyes in the US are not considered eye safe. Mostly reds and pinks, and maybe some blues, depends on the color of it, are considered not eye safe because they stain your eye after you wipe off your makeup. And that's pretty much the only reason they're not saying that it's eye safe. But Europe's stuff is more updated than ours. So for me, if it's okay and eye safe in Europe, it's okay for me. But just letting you guys know, letting that out there, because some people don't know what pressed pigments are, or they're scared of pressed pigments. That's basically what a pressed pigment is. Just because it stains your eye, that's considered not eye safe for USA, and that's why it's also pressed pigment because of that. Obviously, when you have pressed pigments, the colors are more saturated, more deep, more vibrant because of the pigments that are put in there. Now when you use oxides or other certain things, then it's not as pigmented or as bright because it doesn't have any pressed pigments in there. So that's the give or take. I love working with pressed pigments just because if I can get more pigment on my eye look, then why not? I love a really pigmented look, but some people don't, and that's fine too. There's a lot of eyeshadows that are not pressed pigments, and like a lot of the neutral eyeshadow palettes are not pressed pigments because they're like browns and nudes and all that stuff, and you don't really need a pressed pigment for those kind of colors to create those kind of colors. Okay, so I think I'm gonna swatch for you guys, even though my fingers are stained. I'm gonna swatch 3 hearts because I really love that purple shimmer. I'm gonna swatch jellyfish because again, I love that periwinkle kind of color. And then octopi, I think, octopi, but it's very nice. So let me show you on my fingers how they look like. Hopefully you can tell, even though I still have some blue on my fingers, but look how beautiful these colors are. And I'm just gonna swatch them right here. So we have the purple one, we have the periwinkle kind of color, and then we have the, wrong finger. We have the other kind of purple. And again, look at the pigmentation of these. Stunning, stunning. So yeah, these have become some of my favorite eyeshadows. I've started using way more indie brands than mainstream brands, and I kind of love that. I'm like so into the indie brands right now, and I mean, look at their game. I mean, the mainstream makeup doesn't compare to this. Their eyeshadows are so pigmented, so beautiful, so foiled. So I been loving the indie brands lately. They've been killing the game. So this is from the Violet Ink palette, and yeah, that one, I can't remember the price exactly, but again, it will be linked somewhere on the screen down below. But yes, all 3 eyeshadow palettes are stunning. It just depends. I would say it depends on the color story you're looking for. What colors are you into? Like, are you into like a purple palette like this? Or are you into more of a blue palette? Or are you into the Pharaoh one? Has a lot of, I think, neutrals in there too, along with greens and some pops of colors. That one's really beautiful too if you just want to dip your toe in a little bit into color. Not too much, but just a little bit. The Pharaoh might be good for you. But I think they performed beautifully. I love all her eyeshadow palettes that I got so far. I'm gonna bring out my singles. I only brought 2. Those singles I got from her newest collection. It came out with, I believe it's the Pup palette, and that one's like a pastel palette. I don't have that palette yet, but it's in the works. When she launched these palettes, I'm gonna get these ones because I've been wanting these ones forever, and then I'll work my way up to getting the pastel Pup and whatever else she comes out with, because her formula is bomb, and I really love Menagerie's eyeshadows and how they blend, and I haven't had a problem with them so far. So I'm gonna bring out the singles, show you them as well. I haven't used those yet, but they feel the same consistency as the shimmer shades, which is nice. They're called trifoils because I believe there's like 3 different kind of shifting colors in it, which is so stunning. I'm gonna get them out right now, do some swatches for you as well, and we'll go from there. Okay, so her trifoils, I brought them in single pans, so they are magnetic, and then I have a Z palette here. Not all these are from Menagerie. I'll show you which ones are right now, but I just put it in here for now because I might do like, you know, a collection of them in another Z palette in the future. So it would be these 2 right here, the yellow and the pink one, and they're called trifoils. And I'm gonna swatch them out for you right now. My fingers are, I'm gonna put this down. My fingers are stained. They're stained for all the swatches I did. So let's hope you can still tell how these eyeshadows look like. I'm gonna swatch them on a different part of my hand. Maybe that will help. But sorry for the stainage on my eye, on my fingers. yeah, this is not coming off anytime soon, but look how beautiful these colors are. I think I'm gonna do them right here because it's not stained. That way you guys can get an idea of how they look like. Swatched on my hand. And it might be hard with this lights to see like the different shifting in the colors. Oh, yeah. Super hard to tell. Maybe you can tell there a little bit, but that is the yellow one and this is the pink one. And I mean, in real life, it shifts like from pink to like purple. And then the yellow one, I don't see a big shift in it, but it's stunning. And I've seen some people use this even as highlighters, which this will be really pretty as highlighter as well. I didn't do that today because I forgot about that. But I mean, they look so stunning. And I'm excited to use these ones as well. But yeah, hopefully my next purchase will be the pastel pup and the other trifoil, the green one, because like I said, I love green and blue. I want that one in my collection as well. So hopefully for the next restock, I can grab that. Again, I will link somewhere down on the screen how much I paid for each trifoil. I think it was $7 each, but I'm not sure. And that's all I got from them. And honestly, I really love all the stuff I got. Like I said, the pigmentation of the eyeshadows are just beautiful, unreal. The quality is amazing. The eyeshadows, the eyeshadow palettes themselves, they feel like a good weight and heavy. They don't feel like cheaply made at all. And the eyeshadows are such a good quality. I feel like you're paying a good price for an indie brand, because it's hard because you make everything from scratch from your hand. And I think you pay a really good price for what you get. So that's my review on Menagerie Cosmetics. So far, I'm in love with everything I have gotten. I think all their eyeshadow palettes that I have tried so far is amazing. I love them. I can't wait to actually get more. But yeah, I think the quality is there, the blendability is there, the pigmentation is definitely there. The shimmers are so nice and blendable and creamy looking. And I think that's everything. The bigger palettes again have 12 shades in it. The one that I got has 6, the smaller one, the jet ink one. But everything else, I mean, I don't know, I'm in love with this brand, and I can't wait to try more different other indie brands. So I'm gonna do this thing on my channel where I'm gonna be trying different indie brands. Let me know if you like that idea down below. I have a whole bunch of other indie eyeshadow palettes that I've been using and that I've been loving. So I would like to do like videos on them and let you guys know what I think about them. Maybe shine some more light on some other indie brands who really need more recognition for their awesome eyeshadows that they have been doing. Or it doesn't just have to be eyeshadows, it can be like lipsticks, glosses, or whatever. I want to do like a series or something where I do a whole bunch of testing out indie brands and all that stuff, and that way they can shine more light on other smaller companies that is not like mainstream media kind of own, you know? And I think that's it. So I think that's it for today's video. I'll probably do a close-up of this eye look just so you guys can see how the Ferrell palette looks on my eyes, and then you guys can head down to my Instagram to see the video tutorial on this eye look if you wish. And that should be it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in my next video. If you guys really enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell notification to get notified when I upload my next video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you're at in the world. And I'll see you next time. Bye.